Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to On Point. This episode, I sit down with Bob, Tyler, and Sean from SC2 Outdoors, and we talk about how the hunt is going and what we can expect, and basically just getting to know Sean and his operation, and just visiting and talking about the hunt. So it was a really fun podcast. This is part one of a part two. This one is like on day 3 or day 2 of the podcast, and it was a 4-day hunt. So the second podcast coming out will be after the hunt is over and we're driving back and we're kind of doing a recap. This is just kind of getting to know everybody that is involved with this hunt and what we all have going on and how the hunt's going. So hope everybody is doing well, and just wanted to give a shout out to Volksen Media, who was filming this, and also Super Sneak Outdoors, which is Bob Morgan, and SC2 Outdoors, which is the guide service that we were using, Sean Chittem. And great people, great podcast. And if you have a chance, I'll put the links to each one of their Instagram platforms down below. Go give them a follow. And if you're looking for a good hog hunt, guys, Sean was an awesome guide. Completely went out of his way to make sure we were getting opportunities. And every day we had shooting opportunities or awesome stocks, and just a great hunt. So enjoy this episode, and I will see you at the end. Well, what do you say we get this thing rolling, guys?
Let's go.
All right, so this is going to be a fun podcast because we've been hunting together for the last, 3 days?
Yep.
And I never met Tyler or Sean, but we've been having a pretty damn good time together.
Yep, good time.
Watching me be an idiot, every single day. I've done something stupid multiple times. And but we've had a good hunt. Every day I could have killed a hog.
Yep.
For sure. You killed a hog yesterday.
Yep.
And it's just been a really good time down here.
Yeah.
So why don't we get some introductions going? Start with Tyler. You still awake?
I'm still awake.
Yeah,
barely.
Before you tell me who you are.
How much sleep have you had?
Yeah. How much? How many days and how much sleep?
Well, I showed up on Wednesday. I got to Medford, Oregon. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we got to Medford. Running a little bit behind. My flight was delayed. Problems with the airplane. Anyways, we got down to the hunting spot at midnight, 1 in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Down
we had
here?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 1:30.
1:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
you guys
late.
are supposed to be here at 6.
So yeah, we got in late, and then we had to be up at 3 a.m. to start hunting. So
Yeah.
I would say over the past 3 days I've gotten maybe 6 hours.
I would say that's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
He
it's-
could have went to sleep 2 nights ago or a night ago.
Not before last. Yeah.
And he stayed up and edited for
film.
a while.
Yep.
It was insane.
Some pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good at what you do, man.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of nerd out over editing a little bit.
Yeah.
So
We'll give us the spiel. You give us your elevator sales pitch here. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm Tyler Volksen. I own Volksen Media. It's a production company specializing in outdoor films, commercials, marketing pieces. I've owned my company for 5.5 years, and I've been very fortunate to kind of travel all over the world and film for a lot of different companies, a lot of great people. And I met Bob. What was it? 2 years ago.
Yep.
He invited me on his Montana elk hunt, and we kind of hit it off then, and made a cool little film out of it, and have a lot of hunts planned for the future. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. And you've had some, I'll name drop for you. You've had some pretty big guys wanting you to film for them.
Yeah, I've made a lot of great contacts, and
Yeah. I mean, you've had some pretty major, like Cabela's or something, and Sportsman's or.
it's kind of a weird situation. I was filming for a client, and he called me and was like, he was like, hey, Sportsman's Warehouse or Sportsman's TV is looking for a video guy, and they were asking if they knew anyone, and he's like, can I throw your name in there? And I said, yeah, but I never heard back from him, and it seems to happen a lot in the video industry is you get these little leads and not a ton of information about them, and then it kind of fizzles out. But I'm pretty happy with my situation right now. I'm doing my freelance work and being able to work with clients like Bob. I do a lot for Wilderness Ridge Trail Llamas out of Idaho Falls, Idaho, doing a lot of backcountry trips and filming, and kind of getting mixed in with backcountry hunters and anglers. Just a lot of great people in the hunting industry that I've been able to meet, and looking forward to the future. So
Heck yeah, man. It's pretty impressive what you're doing. You're only 26.
Yep.
And we were talking earlier, I was like, man, I want to see where you're at in 15, 20 years. If you're doing this stuff now and you're producing this high quality of stuff, what is it going to look like in 20 years?
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
It will be cool.
Yeah.
My goal behind it is to kind of hire a video team. I'd like to have 4 or 5 strong filmers that can go out, and we can kind of spread out and do different hunts and really take care of our clients and create the highest production quality that we can.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty freaking cool. And we got Bob here.
Bob.
I don't even know if you need a friggin' introduction anymore.
I'm just Bob.
It's like your 3rd or 4th time on the show.
Yeah.
What? You do this a lot?
Oh yeah,
He's a regular now.
We just go up every Friday night and do a podcast. No.
But Super Sneak Outdoors.
Yeah.
Is that going pretty good for you?
Yeah, it's going good. We just launched it about a month ago, wasn't it? Yeah. And it's going good.
Yeah, that episode you and I did with your giveaways.
Yeah.
That did pretty good.
It did. It helped.
People like that episode.
It helped kickstart it, and then the giveaways, and getting lots of likes and lots of reviews, and just going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, people like winning free shit.
They do.
Especially the shit that you're giving away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like exo
Quality
packs,
stuff.
Hoffman
Exo packs,
boots.
Hoffman boots. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm sitting over here giving away a hat.
Nice hat.
Yeah. And then Sean, so really pumped to have you on the show because I've been wanting to hunt California for a long time, and especially for the deer. And then Bob hit me out of left field with this hog hunt down here, and he's like, "Just come on down, man." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." It was about that quick.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you guys come down.
Yeah, I mean, and the hunt so far has just been a blast. I didn't know what to expect. I just went into it open-minded and just saying, probably shoot something over a water hole or something. I don't know, and hopefully not get charged or killed by or bitten by a snake. And so far, it's just been a really good hunt.
Awesome.
But tell us about you and your company and what you got going on here.
Yeah, so I'm Sean Chittem. My wife and I own SC2 Outdoors. I've been guiding off and on between Oregon and California since I was 16. I'll be 50 this year. We specialize in more of a concierge service of guiding. Mm-hmm. So we do some freelance big game hunting on specialty tags throughout California. We do some fishing guiding on the Sacramento River and some of the local lakes for salmon and stuff like that. But we really like to hunt hogs, turkeys, and black-tailed deer. And the hog hunting's great in California. You get on the right places and well-managed ranches, you can have a great time. Mm-hmm. We're hunting in pretty tough conditions right now. I mean, 102 degrees each day, long hours, like Tyler mentioned earlier, when nobody's getting any sleep, we're trying to bust through the middle of the day. Here we are in the middle of the day. We should be sleeping, and we're podcasting. Incredible. You guys are awesome. I've known Bob for years and years ago, and I think we lost contact for about 15, maybe 20 years.
Really?
And kind of retouched through the amazing works of social media. Mm-hmm. And retouched with Bob, and he's like, "Hey, I want to put together a hog hunt," and I'm always conscientious about, I want to put on a good hunt for my clients, and Bob's no different. I want to put on a great hunt, and have opportunities to take animals, and that's I know we can't always be 100% success, even though we try. That's our goal, but if we can put you guys on game, and we can at least see game, and if the stars align, then we can get in a position to where we capitalize on any opportunity we're given. Yeah. But we're hog hunting in about the most difficult conditions right now.
Feels like it.
It's hot.
Yeah,
it's hot.
Unless we're going to sit for 3 straight days in a tree stand on water and hole, we're spotting and stalking. Yeah. We're covering a lot of ground, and we've got a couple hours in the morning and a couple hours in the evening. And we're bow hunting, so we've got to see them before they see us, and then you guys do the work, put the stalks on the hogs. You held off on a shot you weren't comfortable with earlier this morning, and as a bow hunter, an ethical bow hunter, that's that's the right thing to do. I mean, we all walk away from it going, man, I wish I would have shot. But at the same time, if you don't feel comfortable, that's the right call.
Yeah, and we can get into a whole rabbit hole on that thing, because it's funny, because I shot a hog this hunt. Was that the first? Yeah, first evening.
Yep.
Which I'd say I'd gotten heat stress and gotten sick, and I was feeling.
Yeah, we probably overdid it that first day.
Yeah, low sleep.
No sleep. Yeah.
I mean, and
hot.
And the previous night I got 4 hours of sleep or something like that. Yeah. And I had heat stress, like almost, probably not quite a migraine, but really bad headache and an upset stomach, and I'm stalking this big old hog, and I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to shoot or throw up. and it ended up. We'll go into this whole thing here. I'm a pretty transparent guy, but missing him at 62, can't figure out why. Still have high skyrocket confidence. Shoot him at 52, hit him just below the heart.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I remember we have it on video. I'm like looking at my bow, looking at the pig, looking at you, looking at my bow. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? And then so I took that shot on that hog, and then passed up a shot 2 days later. I think 2 days later.
Yep.
At 45. Yeah. Because I'm realizing that since my bow kind of took a dump on me a few days ago, I haven't quite got it back to where I can shoot out past that. So my effective range right now is like 40 yards.
Yep.
And so that's where that came from. I've never passed up a 45-yard shot before in my life, but you know, that's part of being fluid. I mean, you gotta know where you're at. You know, you're not always on point, I guess.
No. Some days you're off point.
Yeah. But days being plural.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's. I mean, I'd like the hunt to have been a little bit better to this point than seeing a few more hogs. But I know we're fighting the hot weather.
Mm-hmm.
When Bob said, "Hey, Sean, these are the dates. Let's do it." I didn't even think to look at the calendar to know we were running on a full moon.
Full moon, yeah.
And so it's like, I looked at the moon about 4 or 5 days ago with my wife, and I'm like,
okay.
She goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure when Bob comes in, it's going to be full. And I'm like, yo.
Full moon and 102.
Yeah. So
we still managed to put one on the ground.
We're in hogs every morning and every night, though.
Yeah.
Last night, what was there? 25
to 30.
30 hogs, yeah. We were in them, yeah.
That was a really cool experience.
It was, yeah.
I had never been, like, afraid of a hog before that.
And you got squared off.
I got squared off, and I'm waiting for why don't you go into that one real quick?
So you're 25 yards,
I'm
right?
25 yards from the other side of the herd.
Yeah, and I'm 61, 62, waiting for him to get closer to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it's Bob's turn to shoot, because I had screwed up on that hog the night before. And so I'm just waiting for, I got a pissed off hog right in front of me, because he must have saw my outline or something. And so he keeps going, Arf.
He's woofing at you.
And he's squaring up, and you get the binos or the rangefinder on him. You can kind of see the hair starting to stand up, and just like he's not happy. And then he goes back to feeding, and then he's like trying to psych you out, like he'll go back and kind of try and catch you moving or something. And I'm just sitting there, and by this time I knocked an arrow, and I'm just waiting and just praying to God, Bob, hurry up and draw so I can draw. And my goal was to shoot as soon as you shot, and then try and get a twofer.
Yeah.
And by the time my arrow got there, he was already gone. He jumped your string.
Yeah.
And but that was intense.
Yeah, it was. It was. I think he was. Tyler got nervous. He says, "Where's your pack at?" And I said, "Way back there in the ditch." "Where's your gun?" "That's on it." Well, we got pigs on that side and pigs on that side and pigs coming at us.
Yeah.
Just don't move. We'll be fine.
Well, I saw Garrett up on the hill, and he picked up his bow and knocked an arrow. I said, Bob, he's going to shoot. I said, if he shoots, those hogs are running us over, so we need to do something.
Yeah. So luckily, Bob ended up shooting.
To kind of put that whole outfit that whole incident into perspective was basically we'd been running light sleep, like you guys say, and we got out. It was about 6 o'clock in the evening, and that's probably about what time we'll get out there this evening. But we got out there about 6 o'clock and got up on a high point, and we're looking over all rolling hill, oak-studded type of country, and we hadn't been there. I don't know, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think and Garrett says, "Hey, I got a hog," and Bob was up. Bob was the shooter, so he's quarter, half a mile away, maybe further, maybe 3/4 of a mile away.
Oh, for sure.
And so So Bob and Tyler, they jump off the hill there and start down in this bald open country to put a stock on them. And they get down in there, and there's one solo pig down there. And Garrett and I stay back and kind of glass. Well, then here a second later, Garrett pipes up and says, "Hey, I got some more hogs over here in the saddle." And those were kind of the hogs that we'd seen the morning before, and we kind of expected them to come back to that general area.
Yeah.
And so Bob and Tyler had dove off the hill, and I'm up on the hill looking, and this boar is coming. I mean, he's kind of closing the distance from where we were, and I'm looking down going, "Where's Bob and Tyler?" And how the only picture I've got in my mind is Tyler saying, "Okay, Bob, let's do a recap before we start this deal." And I'm like, "Isn't a recap after the deal?" So I mean, I'm looking at Garrett going, "Where are these guys?" And he's like, "Well, they got to be down there." So pretty soon I see him down in the
Bob's talking to the goddamn camera.
Yeah. I was posing.
And the hog's closing the distance, and I'm confident that they don't know exactly where he's at. But anyways, they get down there and get squared away, and things get a little squirrely, and the hog kind of senses something, so he goes up another draw. Well, about that time, them other hogs come out, and Garrett says, "Well, I'm going to go down there and let him know where those other hogs are." And so he bails off the hill, and then they get together, and I'm the only one left on the hill, so I watched the whole thing unfold, and it was pretty epic, to watch you guys down there working, and moving and filming, and I know, looking at some of the footage that Tyler's captured, why we've been on this hunt, and I can really appreciate video and photography and stuff, and I mean, this stuff is off the charts great. I mean, the camera that he uses, the quality, I mean, we got lucky and got some great lighting, but the detail and just the capturing what's going on is just off the charts.
Yep.
Totally off
Well,
the
when
charts.
that camera has perfect lighting, and then Rob's got his binoculars up, and you can see the individual wrinkles on his
Yeah,
knuckles.
the old man hands.
My God. Super high HD. Yeah. What camera is that?
So I run the Cinema Canon C200. It's one of the Canon's newest cinema line cameras, and it's maybe a little overkill for hunting, but I don't know. As you guys saw, it looks really good.
Not based off of what I saw. Yeah, and is it a special lens or anything?
No, I run the 24 to 105, and then the Canon 100 to 400. I just swap back and forth between my two different cameras and switching lenses, but it's a good little system I have, and it's worked well on this hunt, so I'm excited to take it.
Yeah, you guys got some bear video?
Yeah, we had some bears walking
that was cool.
on us, and little cub stood up a little bit, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. You look like a freaking Rambo out there with cameras.
Oh,
just cameras hanging off of you, like a bra strap full of cameras.
He's got a pack on a pack.
Yeah, he does. But the footage has been pretty freaking epic, and your edits so far, like the Instagram edits, have been pretty sick.
Yeah, cool. Thank
you.
you.
Are you going to put together a full footage?
Yeah, so we're hoping to get 10 to 15 minute film out of it, depending on how the next day and a half goes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it should be pretty good.
Yeah. Are you going to submit this to some sort of film festival or something? Is that going to be some sort of plan?
We're going to submit this one, and then we got 4 more.
Yeah, we're doing I think a total of
5 this year.
Yeah.
We're hoping to get on Full Draw Film Tour and get to submit at that, and a couple other ones, and see what happens.
Yeah, I think with the footage we got, there's no reason why we couldn't.
Yeah. I think the hog kind of go well. I haven't seen a good hog hunting
in the Full Draw.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's all spot stock.
Yeah.
We tried sitting on the ponds, and that wasn't working.
No.
So it's amazing, all the little water holes and all the little just small dried up creeks that have a little bit of water in them, and then they're just torn to shreds where they have any little bit of water.
Yeah.
But
normally this time of year, the water's dried up and the ponds are the deal, and even if you either want to sit close to a pond or you want to sit back away from a pond and watch the hills for the hogs to come in. But this year, with such a wet year, like you said, all the drainages, looking at them overly, that you don't feel like there's going to be much water in them, but once you get down into them, there's just enough water to sustain the life in this kind of like arid, dry country. And and they don't have to go to water. I mean, we run trail cameras 365 days a year and kind of keep tabs on what's coming and going and where things, and they're not hitting the major water sources as much as they normally would at this time of year. And I think it's just because of there's still enough groundwater in those bottoms, which makes it tough on us.
Yeah.
So we got to cover a lot more ground to get these hogs. And I mean, ideally, we want to spot them a long ways off and let you guys do what you do.
Yeah.
So
it seems like if you, and you said this all trip, like if you spot them first, you got a pretty darn good shot of getting in range. Like, I don't think if there's been a stock where we haven't got within range.
Yeah.
Both hogs I've spotted and stocked, unfortunately for Bob, have been the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Maybe minus that one you got before you shot that one hog. That was a pretty good sized
Yeah,
hog.
that was a good hog.
But mine have been pretty big.
Yeah, that first boar that we got after, we spotted him a long ways away, and I think we put a 800-900 yard stock on him. And this is an open country, and you just got to use what contour you're given by the land and that opportunity to close the distance. And then once you get in there, you play the wind right, and you did a great job. Got right up in on him and was calm, collect, and
Just
first
didn't go
shot just
away.
went high, and it just. But it was a great opportunity, and it's amazing because people don't think that you can stalk them in that stuff, and they can see, but they're a great animal to bow hunt.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're hunting tough conditions, and they're still a fun animal to bow hunt.
Right. Well, it seems like when you can get away with a little bit more, and it's probably because the grass kind of obstructs their view, and then they're chomping and creating a lot of noise for themselves, so they probably can't hear that as good as deer or an elk can.
Well, that's one of the things you guys said last night when the three of you were sitting on that big herd of hogs, that they were making
Super noisy.
Oh, yeah.
making a
It's
lot
like
of
a herd
noise.
of elk.
Yep.
Just the whole time they're doing something.
Yeah, grunting and
Just
squealing and
pushing each other around.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see that. And then it just seems like it would be a great animal to learn on because you still have to get the basics down. Wind, making sure you're not moving, let his head down as you turned away, just all the basic stuff. And then you can get away with a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I got busted, and even after I shot at that hog, he just kind of stood there and then kind of like ran 10 yards, ranged him again, and then I stuck him. But
benefits of archery hunting too, because it's just a whistle through the air.
Yeah.
If they don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah. And so far, I mean, like we're probably averaging 2 or 3 stalks a day.
Yeah,
that's pretty good,
That's good.
for 102 degree
Yep.
weather, and we're only
Yep.
hunting about 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yep.
And then some of the hogs we're seeing are just first-class trophy hogs.
We saw one that looked like freaking Hogzilla
Oh,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It reminded me of the movie Razorback.
Yeah. Yeah.
So describe exactly what kind of hogs we're hunting here, because you guys are talking about Russian hogs and all this stuff. Guys are wanting to get some information on the hogs here, because once I posted I was going hog hunting with Bob, it was like, well, who are you going with? Where are you going with? All this stuff. They want the scoop on hogs. So people obviously want hogs.
Yeah, so we're hunting Shasta County and Tama County, Northern California, and we don't have a lot of hogs. I mean, we got a good number of hogs, but when you get a little bit further south in California, the Monterey, the Salinas, that country's got a lot of hogs. Probably 6 to 8 to 1, for our hog to their hog ratio. However, I think what we possess here is we possess a bigger hog.
Yeah.
On average, our hogs are pretty nice, and the ranches on the west side of Interstate 5, they seem to have a little bit of more feral hog in them. They have a lot of Russian in them. I wouldn't classify them as 100% wild Russian boars, but they have they're wild now. They've turned. They're the predominantly majority black. You will get some color on them once in a while, but the 98% of them are jet black. Big long snouts, little ears, big front shoulders, small hindquarters, and long tails. Bob said it. Big old donkey tails. I mean, big long straight tails, and they're going to average 140 to 160 pounds is going to be your average hog, and then if the stars align, you get some nice some nice pigs like that one that you and I seen. I mean, he was legit 300 plus pound.
Oh yeah,
pig.
I was thinking 320, 340, but I'm not a judge or very good. I just know from pigs from 4-H, and so I can kind of judge them off of that. And then I'd say we probably seen 3 or 4 pigs over 300.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I mean, when they look like a little black VW bug going across the bald hills, that they're big. The one that you got a shot at, the first one, he was a color-phased hog. He has spotted, kind of had some black spots on him. He was really awesome, big, long gray hair, phenomenal looking hog. I mean, he's a really cool looking pig, and he was in that 205 to 230 range. He's just a solid pig.
Oh yeah.
And guys throw that number out there and they don't think, but when you walk up to a 200, I mean, it's a big pig.
It's hard to move them. I mean, it's just a little piece of brick. It's just they're so thick.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a freaking awesome hunt, man, and I enjoy it because we're covering tons of ground. You're constantly walking and glassing, and I think all the Western guys really love to spot and stock. And if you're coming from east, because there's a bunch of guys, I don't know if they have them in Wisconsin and stuff, but this is pretty cool. I mean, it would be a really budget way to come over here and figure out how to hunt the west side.
To hunt west.
We do it.
Yep, Western hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, we're hunting the ranch we're conducting this hunt on is right at 12,000 acres.
It feels like a million when you're out there.
Yeah. Looks like it too,
dude.
And here's the scary part of it. We've only been on about maybe half of it.
Really?
Yeah, we've only been on. It's got two different topographies. That you have the east side and you have the west side, and the majority of the hogs are going to be on the east side of that ranch, and that's kind of where we're at. But it's big country and it's steep. You walk off one of those bald hills,
it looks like just a little jaunt, but it's a long jaunt.
Yeah.
And you guys are packing bow gear. I've got the easiest job. I'm just packing a pair of binoculars, and Tyler, he's packing all his camera gear. Like you said, he's got
cameras hanging everywhere, backpack
2 15-pound cameras hanging on him, and
no joke.
And he's trying to do everything, not interfere with the hunt. He's staying back. I've had a ball just watching it, because I like it I like and then when you see, I wake up, I get an hour and a half of sleep, just like you guys do. Get back. Last night, we get done skinning Bob's hog at 12:30, maybe almost 1 o'clock, and we're back at it. We're meeting at 5 a.m. You know, so and we were late this morning. We should have been meeting at 4:30 again. You know, but I'm up at 4:30, stumbling through the house, barely got my pants on, looking around, and all of a sudden I hear a Instagram thing, and here's Tyler has posted some kind of thing, and I'm like, how in the hell did he do that?
Right.
Yeah.
So I know he's not sleeping because I just closed my eyes and opened them. Right. But here's an Instagram post that's off the charts. I mean, it's really quality stuff. I mean, it's cool. It's very, it's awesome work. So.
Oh, for sure. No, yeah, and you guys also have some, because I've been taking pictures of some, I would call, Roseburg, Oregon. Those would be monster blacktail, but down here it seems like 120, 130 is actually not that uncommon.
Well, they're good. They're quality bucks. But in today's day and age and the social media and stuff, it seems like you just got to keep going bigger and badder, and these are the type of bucks that, if you just want a nice, solid, quality hunt and kill a very respectable buck, these are those type of bucks. And then, and it's kind of like the 300-pound hog. Every once in a while, one's going to step out that's going to blow your mind, and they're going to blow your mind.
Right.
But I think the first day you guys asked me, and I said, "Oh, we might see 2 or 3 bucks. We're not going to see very many deer."
I think we saw 11.
We've seen 11 bucks.
The first day, and
that's crazy.
I'd say,
especially in the heat.
Yeah, I'd say 3 of them were safely over 120.
Yeah.
The first 2, then there was that big buck and that big herd.
Yeah.
And then there was that giant fork and
I was
horn.
going to say, if I was the one with the gun and I was hunting, the one deer that we seen that I would covet the most would be that big that big forked horn.
You think what 110?
Yeah, he was a giant.
He was a giant. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I think that buck is a buck that we were after last year, and I think he's starting to revert.
Is he?
I think he's just a giant. He's got the same frame. He looks the same. I may be wrong, but I mean, just he was exactly in the same area from last year. So.
I know you probably don't want to talk about this because you don't want to create unrealistic expectations here. But you had a pretty interesting story about a buck you guys killed that was rather big on your other ranch.
Yes.
So you got another ranch.
Yeah.
And is that one pretty big too?
Yeah, it's 5,280 acre ranch.
Jesus. Okay.
And it's about 15 minutes outside of Redding on the east side of I-5.
Okay.
And most people that are into the Boone and Crockett, the Pope and Young scoring are familiar with the boundary lines and I-5 being one of the boundary lines where this place is. And this ranch sits 7 miles as the crow flies on the wrong side of the blacktail auto qualifying. But which is new to me is Boone and Crockett will DNA test deer to get it into a book that's outside the lines. So we killed a 181 and some change.
That's a toad.
And it looks like a blacktail.
Yeah,
I mean, it really
does. It does not look like a mule deer. And of course, when we posted it on social media, we got smashed by it, and it's like, oh no, it's not real. But we do have that deer being tested by Boone and Crockett, and even if it doesn't, and this is what I told all the people on social media. I don't care whether it's a blacktail or a mule deer. If it's a mule deer, it's a 180-inch mule deer.
That's true.
I mean, it's a giant.
And that's a
mule deer.
big buck for here.
Yeah.
So I don't care. The deer is a giant. He's a beautiful deer. But yeah, we got some really nice. In that particular ranch, we do a PLM program, and so we get to set our own season dates. And so we're managing that particular ranch for old mature deer. And so we sell 4 tags a year on that place, and we will slowly grow it as we move through it. But it's got some phenomenal buck hunting on it, but it's tough. I mean, expectations are what they are, but it's got some great blacktail hunting on it, or bench leg mule deer, or bench leg deer, whatever you want to call them. But just good quality deer. And then the kicker on that ranch is we've got some huge bulls, and some of the big
bulls.
Is that where you helped that one girl kill that monster? Or is that
young man? Yeah, young man. Last year we gave away a junior hunt, 2 junior tags in the state of California for this unit, and my landowners were kind enough to allow us to give a free hunt to a junior.
Really?
So we reached out and through the help of social media, was able to find the 2 junior people, and the junior girl was taken care of, so we took the junior boy. Just happened to be that a boy and a girl drew the tags, but we took the junior boy, 13 years old, and he killed a 420-inch bull.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and we wouldn't even have those expectations ever. I mean,
right.
It's a legit 330-inch bull hunt. With the opportunity, if everything works out, to kill something bigger. But when and people give me a lot of grief about, well, why'd you let that kid shoot that bull? It's like, why wouldn't I let that kid shoot that bull?
Right.
I mean,
the people were giving you grief over that?
Yeah.
Well, like they won't appreciate it like I would.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got a little pushback on that, but I did tell the young man after he pulled the trigger, it's like, son, you might want to hang your elk hunting career up, because I've never killed a bull even within 70 inches of that bull. And so it's, but no, like I said, I really appreciate that Bob and Super Sneak Outdoors came down, and that you came down, and to meet Tyler and his media is, I mean, it has me wanting to do some filming, just because I like that stuff. I'd love to get Tyler down and have him do a couple other hunts for us,
Dude,
if I can steal him away from Bob, it sounds like Bob books him out.
Well, right now he's a hired gun, highest bidder right now. Yeah. But I mean, it's been freaking hot and everything, but we still been getting into animals and just seeing some of the bucks on here. I wanted to go over that, and I mean, there was one buck you showed me a picture of that was at least 160. Yeah. And we're on the right side of the highway here.
Yeah, he's a legit, no question asked, will go B&C blacktail buck within the boundaries, and he's a solid 160 deer.
So if you killed a buck on proper side of the highway, would you, and he went, say, number one, would you still have to get him genetically tested?
I don't know that. He has to get panel scored, I know. But I don't know if Boone and Crockett has a genetic testing. I think that that's probably a really good question. I think that that would be something that they would institute probably for those type of animals where they can be a question on it, just to eliminate that potential.
I don't know why you wouldn't, even if it was on the coast. I mean, if I kill a 180 on the coast, which maybe they exist, maybe they don't, you'd think it'd still get genetically tested here. I mean, I don't know, because we've killed some bucks right off near eyesight on the wrong side of the highway, and they're every bit of a blacktail. I mean, they are a blacktail.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is a program. I mean, you can contact Fish and Game Boone and Crockett. An official score comes out, and he takes a DNA sample, and he submits it to Boone and Crockett. So it's actually Boone and Crockett's official score doing it, so that you can't.
Is like a tooth or a hair? Or?
I think they drill a whole core.
Really?
In the horn. So they drill the horn and pull some. So it's that horn. So you can't go, here's a piece of meat. It's that horn. They drill it and put it in.
Really? They have to drill into the horn. That's really interesting.
DNA it. So
that would be hard to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big hole. It doesn't
Yeah,
much.
Well, I know when they drill into those ram horns and then they tack that thing in there, it's like, okay, that's pretty good size.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's and one thing we do is we want to age our deer, and so we also send in a tooth to get our deer aged and find out, because we want to kill an older age class deer. It's not always about the numbers. When you're talking score for us, it's just about killing a mature animal and whatever the hunter likes, I mean, like I said, I am freaking out over a 2-point, But
I think when we all saw that thing, we're all like, I want that one. But with the because you were also talking antelope, you have a heart for the antelope. And you're doing that on public land.
Public land, yeah.
And what you were telling me, your average buck's over 80 inches.
Yeah.
That's freaking insane.
It's nuts, huh?
That is nuts.
Well, we're only taking a couple hunters. Last year we didn't take any antelope hunters. The year before we took 2, and we killed an 87, and we killed an 80 right on the nose. But we only take a couple hunters, and we scout hard. And we look for antelope in places that others won't look for them. And we are hunting public land, so, I mean, there is a chance that we're going to get blown up by somebody else. I mean, they have just as much right to be out there as we do.
Right.
I mean, we're hunting public land. It's all of our land. But at the same time, we just try to make the best of it and try to have a couple backup plans and find some bucks. I mean, pretty much in California, an antelope tag has now become a once-in-a-lifetime tag.
Has it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I drew one. Took me 22 years to draw my first one. I'm 16 years into trying to draw my second one.
That's crazy.
So 38 years I've drawn one antelope tag in California.
Seriously. Oregon's not much better.
Yeah.
You can draw tags, but they're not very good.
Yeah. So that's it, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, we're not a big operation. Like I said, it's more of a concierge type of deal. Yeah. We like our clients. We like, we want to be straight shooters, and this is what we got. And if it works for our clients, we love to have them.
Yeah. Well, what I've gathered from you, just from listening to you talk and then actually seeing what's out there, it's kind of a under promise, over deliver, and when you say 100% success, I mean, we've had 100% shot opportunities every day.
Every day, yep.
And I choose just not to take that one. I probably should have, probably shouldn't have. I'd say I probably made the right decision there.
You made the right decision.
It's really cool, because you also said you take one hog hunt a month.
2 hog hunts a month.
2 hog hunts a month. So you're not coming in right behind somebody when the hogs are all spooked. And that just seemed, and you only do 4 bucks off of the big ranch. Everybody can tell I've been picking the crap out of your brain when I've been down here.
We do 4 on that one. We do 4 on the other right now. And so we'll probably increase on that. We can probably increase on the big ranch, but right now, until we take it up that next little level, we're going to kind of stay where we're at. Yeah.
So Bob, you used to hunt this when you were a kid.
I was a kid.
I'm getting the kick out of you just saying, I shot a hog over here, and then we drug it back to the road over here.
Yeah, well, when I started hunting hogs here, you didn't have tags or license, and they were considered a rodent. You just went and killed them. We'd just go hog hunting.
Right.
Shoot hogs and
Yeah.
Find somebody that wanted them, go kill more.
You were saying something about going out with Walmart bows and arrows.
Yeah, Fred Bear Recurve and Walmart or
Yeah.
Circle X, one of them stores, and you'd sharpen them with a file and go hog
Shoot
hunting.
10 yards before
Shoot
they
10 yards before they go
fishtailed.
sideways. Yep, it worked.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
It's been pretty cool just kind of watching you go through memory lane down here.
Oh, it is,
And,
yeah.
there's my family's ranch and stuff like that. And
Well, and that's the thing is, when Bob's talking to me, he knows the ranch that I have, you
Yeah.
know, and he's like, hey, is that one canyon still where, you could get up there in the middle of the night and just sit there till daylight, and it's like, it's the same place. And
Really?
and it's amazing because what was that, 20-something, 25 years ago?
Yeah.
do you feel that there was more hogs back then than there is now, or what do you think?
There's better hogs now.
They're better hogs.
Better
now?
hogs as far as teeth-wise. Because when we were shooting them, we killed a lot, but we didn't have the quality hogs because they were running hounds, and it was just a free-for-all. And now it's everything's private, locked up, and the hogs are nice, big, fat.
Being managed better.
Being managed better.
Yeah.
Nice tusked hogs on them. I never seen so many nice hogs.
Yeah.
And every day we're seeing good hogs.
What
That's
is
what's
that?
nice.
Oh, it's the dog walking around.
Yeah.
Picking him up on the mic. Oh, watch out, buddy. So what do you guys even charge for a hog hunt then?
So right now we're a little bit more expensive than most, and that is because we only take a couple hunters each month.
Uh-huh.
So when I say a couple hunters, we do 2 hunts a month. And that could be one hunter, or we could take 3 guys. I mean, I don't really like to do more than 3. You guys are archery hunting. We have a lot of rifle hunters, but basically we try to separate our hog hunts so that they're not pressured, like you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
And so what we charge is we're $1,350 for one hunter 2 days, or we're $1,050 for 2 or more hunters for
Right.
2 days, and basically you're free to shoot any hog that you want to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You can pass hogs, but you're free to shoot any hog you want to shoot. We don't like to shoot pregnant sows.
Right.
Or nursing sows nursing. I mean, most of these hogs are pregnant pretty much. Once they're a female and of age, they're probably pregnant, even if you can't tell that they're pregnant. But then there's a class that there's no doubt those are pregnant. But when the hog numbers get up, we need to shoot a few sows. We like to shoot boars, but we need to shoot. And I have clients that prefer to shoot sows because of the food. They like to eat them a little bit better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you like that hog Bob shot. I mean, he shot a boar, beautiful boar, perfect eating size boar. He's 140 pounds. He's just a perfect pig to eat. And here he's got. I think we determined that it was probably a tusk.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was gross.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. That was nasty.
Made me want to barf.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Green, nasty gunk coming out of this hog, and it was from fighting another big boar. This boar's probably right at the age where he's starting to look to breed, and he's in a herd with a big giant boar and gets a little too close and gets a tooth right in the upper shoulder.
Yeah.
And
this thing had freaking maggots inside of it, dude. Probably a tablespoon or more of maggots. That shit was gross. Bob was trying to skin it out without puking off.
Oh, yeah. It had a nasty skank to it.
Yeah.
Dude, that was bad. That was bad. I've never seen anything like that before. But hogs are, they've got great immune systems and everything.
monster immune system.
Oh, my gosh. That was freaking gross. And it went in there probably 2 or 3 inches.
It was at least 2.5.
That's probably a
3
big,
inches.
big hog that kicked his butt because that's a pretty good sized, what do you call them? Cutter or
cutter.
tusk?
Yeah,
Or-
it was probably his lower tusk that did it. The way that it was shaped and the way that it went in there.
Yeah.
So
And then you could see the meat building like this shield around the wound to where the infection couldn't go any farther. That was some gnarly stuff.
nature, it's
Dude,
working.
gnarly.
Nature doing its job.
But so Bob, with your bow setup, why don't you go into, because I want to talk to you about exactly what you're using here, because you and I are pretty much on the opposite ends of the spectrum on this one.
Yeah. I'm shooting for speed. I shoot speed. Speed to me, speed kills.
Right.
Yeah, I'm shooting 65 pounds, PSE, carbon air, 380 grain arrow.
Yeah.
Shooting this week. I was shooting the Annihilator broadhead.
Right.
And everything I shot that hog with it 25, 30 yards right in there.
Yeah.
Just blew clean through it.
Oh, yeah.
And some people say heavy arrows are better, and some people say speed, but I just shoot what works for me. Mm-hmm. And I just get close. I can shoot distance, but I stay close, place my shots, make them count, and speed works for me.
Yeah, your shot, and I want to get into this, and I'm really transparent. I don't, if I see something, I want us to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. But so the Annihilator one is a new head on the market this year, really popular, getting a lot of good traction, and the owners are pretty cool. I had them on the podcast, Brandon, and hit it off with the owners and everything. And so I heard you were using them, because I was planning on using those in day 6, and because I got 2 tags. So did you. And then you shot that at 25 yards, went in right at the spleen, destroyed the liver. I mean, you really messed up the liver, and then you nipped the right lung.
Right lung, yeah.
And then that thing went about 250 yards, something like that. And then just talk about it, I guess. Walk me through, because I didn't see a lot of blood or anything. And I also heard, and I can get your guys' opinions on this, but so after I posted that and I was kind of telling my opinion about it, the entry and the exit wound, some guys are like, well, hogs are a tough one because sometimes they just don't bleed. Like, you don't get good blood trails out of hogs.
Hogs are a tough animal,
and
to get good blood out of, and I don't know if it was my shot, how I hit it, I thought I made a decent shot on it. I mean, didn't go that far.
Right.
But then also, too, I couldn't find, when all the hogs scattered, everything scattered, it was hard to keep track of the pig.
Right.
I mean, as soon as I shot, the pigs were crossing everywhere, and I just watched for the single hog to single out and go by himself, and then I lost track of him. Then Sean was above, then he seen him go up over the ridge.
Right. If it wasn't for Sean being up there, we would have had a hard time finding that hog. Yeah, he really saved our bacon, pun intended on that one. But, and then Tyler got it on video. And even on video, I'm like, that's the hog. You're like, no, it's that one over there.
Yeah,
and they're just, it's like, magic shells or whatever, that shell game. It's like, which one was it? And then it must have been, 11 o'clock, 10:30.
I would think it was close to 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock
we stumbled across the hog.
Yeah,
shithouse luck.
You and I were walking up the drainage that I last seen him go up, and and we decided we were going to go back to where we thought they crossed at the fence and find blood, and you kind of circled high above me and walked right into him. I mean, literally walked right into him laying there.
I said, Bob, how much you love me.
That was lucky.
One thing I just through hunting, you always learn a lot about hunting with people and stuff like that. One thing I learned about Bob is Bob gets very gay when he kills someone. We were taking photos. He put his hand on my knee, and then he quickly took it off.
That was an accident. I wasn't trying to.
What they call it, an accident.
Get friendly, but it just happened.
Oops, that was an accident.
Sorry.
So just testing the waters there.
No, it's all good. Long day, no sleep.
No, we've been having a good time. It's been real fun, and getting an animal on the ground is always fun, and just sharing that moment with everybody. It's just finally getting a win when you've been working hard for one. And one thing I definitely didn't know what to expect, but I had preconceived ideas that pigs are going to be easy, they're going to be dumb. Just based off the pigs I had back in 4-H, it's like pigs are stupid. And these things are legit game animals. Like. Legit, they're so spooky, and you got to play. You can pattern them, and then they're still not going to do what you think they're going to do. Like we've checked on ponds where they weren't hitting it, and you have a trail cam up, and then as soon as we leave, they go in there. It's like, were they watching us? Because there's that one pond where we thought something was in there, so we started throwing shit in the tulies. And I don't know what was that in the tulies. I don't know
what it was.
It was making some weird sounds, and there was some stepping going on, but it wasn't a pig.
No, it wasn't a pig.
Must have been like a big ass bird or something.
Yeah, it might have been like a blue heron or something.
Yeah,
so there's 2 of them in there because they both started.
They were squawking.
I probably hit one in the head with a stick. But
and the pigs have been hitting that pond, pretty regularly.
Yeah.
But then the pig that you ended up sticking, I have pictures, and it's a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles away from that pond is where you stuck that pig in.
Really?
And I have trail camera pictures of that pig just a couple days over on that pond. So those big boars move. They're looking. So it's hard to pattern them, and you put too much pressure on pigs, and you're going to move them. You're going to move them out of the area. They're like anything. You can't just keep pounding. You got to give them a break.
Yeah.
So
one thing I always heard about hogs was they have like armor. And then finally, when Bob killed that one hog and we're skinning it at your tree, you guys are like, okay, so here's the armor, and you can feel it, and it's just like, I don't know of another animal that has that.
And the older, the bigger the pig gets,
Really?
the thicker. It's kind of like a cartridge, or like some dude's old toenail or whatever. The older they get, that toenail gets thicker and thicker and thicker.
Yeah.
But that's what it's like. It gets thick, and on some of these big boars, in some portions of it, it'll be 2 to 3 inches
That thick.
Yes, absolutely.
This was hard. It was like it's almost like a frisbee.
Yeah.
I mean, like a thick frisbee, like a little bit more malleable, but it was legit, like hard cartilage, like the very end of a scapula.
Yep.
And it was like, man, like that would really mess up your blood trail. And if you don't have a good broadhead and arrow combination, you're screwed. Yeah. And so I was thinking, like you were talking about shooting them quartered away would be your best shot, and then Bob was saying that same thing when we were talking and stuff. And it's just I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And the females, they get that too.
Not as bad. It's normally the big boars to protect themselves. An old, nasty female that's been around, 7-8-year-old pig, she's going to get some tusks, just like a male. They're not going to be as big. And she will start to get a little bit of that armor, but it's not comparable to what those big boars. Some of those big boars, when you hang them to skin them and you got them on your gamble, and, you cut down and you get, middle of the rib cage, then all of a sudden, when you're used to skinning a deer, you can pull and it'll just kind of roll in the weight of itself.
Yep.
Pretty soon you'll get to that point on that boar where it's so thick that you're cutting and you're kind of having to shove your hand down in there like an envelope and cut around it because it just quits rolling over the top of itself.
Right. Yeah. So these pigs we're shooting now have like no fat.
Nope. It's 102 degrees.
They are lean.
They're skinny.
Yeah, and they can haul ass.
Not skinny, they're just no fat.
They're no fat.
Right.
Meat's good on them. Everything's good. They've got good, clean water. They're in good shape. They just don't have any fat. I mean,
I'm surprised at how athletic they are. Like they can go and go.
Stamina.
Yeah. And I didn't feel like they had very big lungs for the size of the pig. Like they didn't have that big of lungs. I was surprised they could go like they did.
No, it's the big cojones they got to make them go.
They make them make up for it.
Probably shouldn't have said that.
Oh, you're fine.
For little pigs, boy.
That's how I've been telling the difference.
Yeah. Look. Yep, that one's got big cojones.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's part of how we did it when we were looking at Gemsbuck. Is like, man, like until you got good at judging it off the horns.
Yeah.
You just look for nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, with the grass being as tall as it is,
a
lot of times when we're identifying boars, when we're trying to shoot solely boars, you're looking for the sheath. You're looking for the sheath. Grass is so tall right now, you can't see the sheath, and that back end stands a little bit higher, so you look for the cojones.
Yeah. Well, on the big sows too. I've been looking for saggy bottoms.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know how else to put that.
Yeah. Put it simple.
You want the nice tight ones that are not round blown up like a tick. When they literally will look like a tick when they're pregnant and ready to pop.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They just get like a 55-gallon drum, just big. But
and you're saying they'll breed like 3 times a year.
Yep.
Yeah. Jesus.
I think about the minute they give birth, if there's an opportunity, she's going to get bred again.
Yeah.
Well, what I thought was interesting was talking to you about the impact of the hogs, and you hear how horrible and how bad they are, and then you're like, I think they help.
I think they do help.
They rode it till like you can drive around the roads as we're glassing and stuff, and just see like 2 car widths worth of rototilled ground.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, and you're like, that's a hog, that's a hog, that's a hog, and it's all over the place, and then stuff starting to come back up and stuff. And I could see if you're a farmer, like that's feed for your cows, I guess. But I mean, you're on a ranch with 15,000 acres. A few car widths worth of rototill, it's not really going to hurt much. Is there any other reason why a farmer wouldn't like them outside of competing?
So in a true farm sense, when you're raising crops, they're extremely devastating because they do that same thing, but you're in a crop environment and they're wiping out crops, wheat fields,
Really?
Stuff like that. They can totally wipe them out. We're hunting them in cattle country. We're hunting them in grazed ranch land. And so really the only thing they're competing with us is our deer. So when you get a lot of hogs, they're eating the acorns that fall from the oaks. So you got a lot of hogs that are eating these acorns that these deer will rely on too. So they're competing for that food source. So if you can keep your hogs scaled back enough, but yes, the ranches that we hunt both have phenomenal cattle operations on them. So they don't overgraze their ground. They have way under carrying capacity for and they're wildlife conscious. They take care of their land. Not only they take that wildlife aspect into their farming. I mean their cattle ranching practices. So they can withstand a lot more of this rooting because when February, March, April, January rolls around and that grass is just starting to sprout and we get these big water years and all this water's laying in these big open flats, all those earthworms come into them, right? And so these hogs will go in there and they will literally, they won't do 2 car lengths. They'll do a football field.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they'll blow a football field up overnight.
Really?
And they'll just compete and it just turns into a big muddy football field basically. And
that's crazy.
But what happens is the cows don't feed in it, so it kind of is almost like a natural aeration of the ground. The grass grows back next year just as good or better than it was before. But it's unsightly.
Right.
It doesn't look good.
Right.
You know?
Well, you were telling me there was one hillside that they were feeding on some wild, what was it?
Wild iris.
Wild
onions.
Really?
Yeah. And amazing is that they didn't use it at all this year.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so last year you literally could not run them out of it. You'd run them out and you'd pull the hog that you shot off the hill and take care of that hog and you'd come back and they'd be back in there.
Really? Huh.
What's amazing is you hunt all day and them star thistles and your shins and your knees are sore and you're sitting there and the star thistles watching. These hogs are just eating the tops off these star thistles like they're nothing.
Yeah,
You know?
I've been noticing that.
It's
and
crazy.
It's pretty impressive because those star.
Oh,
they
man.
freaking. I think I found my new favorite plant to hate because I do not like those star thistles.
I hate them.
Yeah, and they poke you and then they make you itch.
Yes.
I don't know what the heck is, and those are an invasive plant too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Jesus.
And for us, when we put your stock on your hog, I mean, we literally had to go through 4 foot of that stuff.
I was thinking when I was going through this, and I was just feeling like dog crap. I'm like, how bad do you want it? I'm like, I want it. So I just kept trudging. I was using my broadhead as a whacker. I was just whacking them out of the way, trying to chop them down, and it wasn't doing any good. There's just too many of them. And that was the nastiest star thistles of the whole hunt.
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap.
Right on the dam.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're an arid plant. They don't like water.
Yeah.
So wherever it's arid and and some of these we're hunting these pigs in oak studded hills, but we also have some big bald country.
Oh yeah.
Big bald hills. And so the star thistle, when it grows in these bald hills and it gets 2 or 3 foot tall, those hogs will actually tunnel through it and lay down right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And Tyler and Bob totally witnessed it.
Yep.
We're sitting there looking at some hogs and Tyler goes, "Hey, Bob, right there." And we look down and I don't know what was she. She might have been 60 pounds.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
she was I think literally she was giving
spitting out
birth.
babies right
That's
there. Looked like
crazy.
little watermelons running around.
And then so we would go look at the pigs on the far hillside, and then we'd look back down, and she's only 400 yards from us.
Yeah.
So we'd glass back down there with some pretty good optics, and it's like you couldn't see her.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she'd stand up, and you could see her, and then
Right,
she'd
right,
go
right.
back down. It's pretty incredible.
It is. It's
Well, if you wanted a baby hog, that was the time to get it.
you got to be pretty fast to grab with that little watermelon run like hell.
Well, when Bob and Tyler were putting that stock on those pigs last night, and Tyler goes, I don't know how you'd run away from these things because,
Dude,
you're gonna bust an ankle in the ground, or you're gonna do whatever. And Bob says,
Thank you.
all I got to do is outrun Tyler.
Yeah, or trip him. I'd just trip him and it'd be over.
Well, when you guys blew that one boar out of there, and before you shot yours, I ran down that hill, and I was started way faster than I ended up because it was like those big cattle hoof indents, and it's like one after the other. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna carry my broadheads. Here's another thing I've done awesome. Forgot my quiver. So I'm carrying around my arrows with my broadheads, and I'm running through it, and I'm thinking this is a safety hazard. If I trip here, I'm gonna pungy myself on one, and so I slowed down a little bit, and then luckily I didn't kill myself there. But yeah, it's been I don't know, it's been a really fun hunt despite me trying to ruin it as best as I can for myself, because I've been my own worst enemy on this hunt here. But
it's all about having fun.
Yeah,
it has been fun and
having fun and making it work.
Yeah.
Meeting
new people.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've known Bob, but I lost touch with him quite a long time ago, and then meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic thing is, my elk hunting partner, I'm talking to him, and I was telling him about Bob and Bob coming down, and he was bringing a friend of his that does a podcast, and then we get to talking. He's like, I bet you it's Garrett. I bet you it's Garrett Weaver with On Point. And I'm like, I don't know who it is. I don't even know what a podcast is. You know? Sure enough.
Shout out to Mark. He's getting a free hat.
Yep. I got him.
What's Mark's last name?
Mark Winslow.
Mark Winslow. Yeah. Shout out to Mark Winslow. Thanks for listening.
He's an elk hunting legend that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, we're gonna get you on the show, Mark, whether you know it or not.
Something else I wanted to bring up, if you don't mind, is what we've been eating.
Yeah,
what everybody thinks about it.
That was.
I don't want to talk about it, but you guys talk about it because I've been.
Yeah, I don't know how long you've been eating it, but anyways, kind of ironic thing is you had talked to me about it, and said, hey, this stuff's pretty good. You ought to check it out, and it was like when you're on Google or you're talking on your phone, and then all of a sudden it pops up, like you said, on your Facebook page or you're in your Google search.
They're listening to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Bob had mentions this. Well, then all of a sudden I get an email from the people at Peak Refuel, and said, hey, we're looking, got a new product. You'd see if you guys want to try it out. We'll send you a couple test samples. So I wrote him back, said, well, hey, Bob Morgan, a Super Sneak, just told me about this stuff, and he's coming down for a hunt. And, Bob's great, and everything. And so they send it down to us, and it's off. I mean, Bob brought a bunch of it, and I'm not a big dehydrated meal guy, and we've been eating it since we've been doing the long hours and that kind of stuff, and it's incredible. I mean,
you were saying that if you ate a Mountain House, you'd pay for it, just one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my wife had a Rocky Mountain goat hunt in Alaska a few years ago, and we flew in, got dropped off on a glacier and stuff, and the only thing we've got to eat is Mountain House, right? And 2 days into the hunt, I can't eat another one. I mean, I literally cannot eat another one. And she's like, well, what are you going to eat? I'm like, I don't know. But,
better kill a goat.
Drink something, And she was happy because she was eating mine, but I just couldn't eat it. I'm not knocking the product, but for my palate, it was just not the right fit. And so then when this Peak Refuel comes out, and the first one I had was that first morning when we took a mid-morning break, and I have their mountain berry granola.
That's
and I pour,
off the charts.
I didn't try that yet.
I tell you, I
haven't had it.
I had it on the hill today when we were glassing.
Bob was pounding through his. I got him on video just scarfing that thing.
A whole bunch of footage of him.
You shouldn't even do anything but that for like a promo. Just him scarfing it down. Don't need to say anything.
But the food's great. I mean, I had that first one with you guys, and it was incredible. And then, late hours and stuff. So I'm meeting you guys for the evening hunt that same night. So I grab one and throw it in my pickup, and where I pour the hot water in it and take off, and I eat it on the road. And it's great. I mean, it is absolutely great. It's real food. And that's the best compliment I can give it, is that it's actually real food.
Yeah.
And what's nice about it too, if you are hunting the backcountry, a lot of stuff like some beef stroganoff takes 2.5 cups. This beef stroganoff takes 8 ounces of water. So when you're in the backcountry, you don't have a lot of water. That's what's cool about this food. It don't take a lot of water.
Yeah.
The granola takes 6 ounces, 8 ounces.
That's less
with
than
the
a water bottle. What's a water bottle? That's
16.9.
Oh wow, yeah.
I like 6 ounces in my granola, strawberry and the mountain berry. Just 6 ounces of water, shake it up, and go for it. It's just nice and crunchy for me.
Yeah.
Most of their products are high in protein, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
lots
so.
of
I think the
protein.
Chili Max got like 40 grams or
Yeah.
something we were talking about.
That one that you guys had was good.
Pesto.
Chicken
That was
pesto.
good.
And I tell you, the chicken Alfredo is just
I don't
as
think
good.
I had that one. Did I have that one?
That's one I ate the other evening going out, and then and I have not personally had it, but every review I've read and everybody that I've talked to that's had it said that breakfast skillet. That breakfast
I haven't had
skillet
that
is
one either.
incredible.
Yeah, I want to try the chicken Alfredo. I love chicken Alfredo. I want to try that. I had the chicken rice.
Chicken and rice, yeah.
Chicken and
that's
rice
that's one of
rice.
the new flavors.
That
there.
was pretty good. I messed up and added too much water to it after I started eating it, and it made a little runny.
Yeah.
But it was good. Legitimately
And
good.
the
my
flavor is unreal.
The flavor's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just real food. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll use it exclusively from now on.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be darned.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a big sandwich guy. My wife, she makes sure that all the hunters are normally taken care of, and we were out there all day. I think the first day we left at 4 in the morning, and we hunted till almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Probably tried to stretch our hunt a little too long, and then we stayed in the heat all day, and then
Almost killed me.
Yeah, got in at midnight. That night, and luckily Bob had thrown in an ice chest with some stuff and some of the food, and it was great. And but it's easy, boil some water
And quick, yeah.
and quick, and the food's quality.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to use it on our fishing trips.
Really?
I'm going to absolutely put it in one of my boat seats.
Yeah. My jet will boil that in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's fast. And then you wait a few minutes for it, depending on the meal or something.
Anywhere 5 to 10 to 12 minutes.
Really? Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, legitimately. And they're a newer company, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
The
where
guys
they-
behind it are just top notch. I was in Utah 2 months ago.
Yeah, a month and a half ago.
Visiting with Tyler, and we stopped by the Peak Refill and met him.
Really?
Just top notch guys.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I like working with guys that are legitimately good guys, not a company where the owner's just a douche or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And you saying that they're good guys, it makes it
their
easier to
Yeah,
support
they know
them.
their stuff. They're
Yeah.
sharp.
Are you repping that on Super Sneak yet?
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
I got it on sale.
What's it go for?
Most places sell it. I think it's on Peak Refill for $12.99. Most places retail it at $11.99.
Really?
I got it right now for $10.99.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on.
So good price.
Yeah, it's a great price, and it's actually a great meal. And I think most of them are 2 servings.
Yeah, 2 servings. Yeah.
2 servings per.
Yeah. One for me.
Yes, your complaint this morning is like 2 servings my ass on that granola. You pounded through that.
I loved it. Yeah. I had 2 complaints. I know there was 2 full servings in there, but it went by too fast for me. And then the second one was I dropped a whole chunk of granola right in the top of my binoculars on my chest. So I had to take my binoculars off because I'm trying to shove it in my face so fast.
That's funny. They didn't make a plus size bag for guys that are super hungry.
Yeah.
Super size.
Yeah.
Super size.
big,
Yeah.
old, big old pus guts.
But so yeah, well, I don't know what else you guys want to cover. I just kind of want to recap where we're at so far, and what's the game plan for tonight?
So tonight, I don't even know what time it is right now, but
It is 3:30.
yeah. So
Nap time. No.
I know. Yeah. Tyler doesn't sleep. I'm beginning to think.
convinced.
I'm beginning to think
Batman.
that something's going on there.
Yeah. Where's your cocaine?
Exactly. I think Bob's been feeding him some salt. So this evening we're going to get out there sometime right around 5:30, I think. The ranch we're hunting is west of Cottonwood, about 40 minutes, and it's kind of. I don't want to say that it's inconvenient because it's not. It's phenomenal, but it does take a toll on you when you're hunting weather like this and you can't hunt all day. I mean, you can, but you're just hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Where like you and I talked about maybe doing a spring hog hunt.
Oh, yeah.
And hunting in that January, February, March, April, where we can hunt all day long, and spot stocks, take a little break, take a nap, whatever, for an hour in the middle of the day. But the hogs are going to be moving all the time. Right now in this weather, those hogs are getting in their spots, and they're staying until just before dark. So we'll get out there, and I think Tyler's going to do some filming. I don't know what you call it, the film industry. Is that your B-roll stuff, or?
Yeah, just going to be getting some filler shots.
He's going to get some film, and we're going to be looking for some pigs, and hopefully we'll get on a pig to where Tyler can get some really good stock and video and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, luckily for him, my effective range is pretty short right now, so we're going to, 40-yard shot, and I think he can get that on film pretty good. I mean, that 25-yard shot was pretty cool. That was just the lighting wasn't so dark. I mean, it was right there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, man. I want to get a freaking hog on the ground.
Yeah, we will.
I didn't think I was going to work this hard for a hog, and like I said, a lot of it's self-inflicted so far. But we've been getting plenty of opportunities, and I think it's going to happen tonight. I got a good feeling about tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is in hunting this type of weather and hunting the evening like that is you're chasing darkness. You're running against. Tyler needs a certain amount of light to film, and
right.
And we're running against darkness. We've got such a big place we want to hunt. We're trying to find where the hogs are and get into position, and we've got so much ground to cover, and doing it before it gets dark on us.
Yeah. Well, let's get some real quick shout-outs for you guys. Where can people find you on how can people get a hold of you if they wanted to book a hunt or learn more about it?
Yeah, so absolutely. They can come to our website. It's www.sc2, and that is the number 2, outdoors.com.
Okay.
And we're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. I'm not very good at either one of them, but that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And we love to talk hunting. I mean, even if guys just want to call us and talk about it, even if they don't book, I mean, if we don't specialize in it or we don't feel that we can provide the best hunt for them, we'll be happy to send them to somebody that we know or give them another reference to hunt. I mean, we're hunters. We're hunters first, and so it's most important that some of these tags nowadays in these western states, the demand on them is huge. And so when somebody draws a tag, we want to, we feel fortunate when somebody books with us because we get to share that experience. But if we can't do the hunt or we're not fully qualified for whatever the species may be or maybe the area, we probably know somebody that is. We will recommend that person for them to contact them and do their own due diligence because, everybody kind of runs their own outfit. We know what we like. Like I said, we've got 30 years experience doing it, and we love it, and so we appreciate you guys coming down. We appreciate Bob coming down. I'm totally infatuated. I'm kind of geeking out on Tyler because of his camera equipment and stuff, asking him all these questions about, well, what about this? If I want to take a picture of this, I want to take a picture. Because I like to have, I mean, when it's all said and done and you have your memories and you got your photos and you got your videos and that's all you got left after it's all said and done, and you got that experience with your friends and you want to share that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, once you start getting footage, pictures are almost out the window because it just brings back so much more because that picture brings back, say, maybe this 50%, but that video you're like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And then it just, for me, that's my way my brain works. It's like, Kim and I had our wedding filmed and it was just like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. And you don't get that with pictures 100%.
Yeah.
But, we were both picking his brain because I'm like, I want to take night photos or, those cool ones of the stars and stuff.
Yeah.
And so my camera's behind me here. He's going to show me how to do it. But, it's been a great hunt, guys. And I'm looking forward to hopefully putting a hog down tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah,
that'd
me
be
too.
nice. That would be nice.
At least sleep till 7.
Yeah.
7, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to eat my first wild hog.
Yeah.
But so Bob, give people a shout out where they can find you real quick again, and we'll move on to Tyler.
Yeah, Super Sneak Outdoors, my Instagram page. I got a Facebook page, Super Sneak Outdoors, and my webpage is supersneakoutdoors.com.
Perfect.
Yep.
No underscores in the Instagram?
One underscore. Super Sneak and underscore Outdoors.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Gotcha.
Yep.
Perfect.
Any questions or anything anybody needs about anything, just give me a holler, and
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the common theme is, everybody likes to help.
Yeah.
Genuine people that want,
Yeah.
you're talking about supporting good guys
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
have good,
Yeah.
good products. And you're talking about doing your things that you do with your broadhead testing and not holding back. I mean, you,
Right.
you want to give an honest opinion of what you think.
Right.
And, and I mean, that's important, and especially in how ugly the hunting industry can be.
Oh, yeah. It's real big, but it's real small.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, Tyler and I were talking about that. I'm like, man, I didn't think it would be this dramatic of an industry, and people would be so. Tyler's got some freaking stories, man. Yeah. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, that guy? Damn it. I like that guy.
The camera guy knows everything.
Yeah. Here's tip of advice. Don't piss off your camera guy.
Yeah.
He's got some good footage of Bob here that if Bob ever goes south.
Well, I lost my rangefinder.
Yeah, we just to fill you guys in, Bob was stalking in on a pretty nice boar yesterday, and the boar kind of trotted off, and I set the camera up, and I'm always kind of planning ahead for a shot, to kind of write the story. And I was thinking to myself, okay, Bob's going to stand up and walk back towards me. I need to get that emotion. I need to get that shot. And he turns around and stands up and just drops his hand.
Just goes for it.
His hand down his pants.
My rangefinder fell down inside my pants, and it was hooked to a paracoil, so every time I pushed it, it would go down further. So I got my arm down my pants to my knees.
Pretty soon it looks like he's itching his ankle.
Yeah. The hard way.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, what the hell is that footage?
We need to create a loop, like you said, create a loop where he's just going back and forth and then say best caption wins.
Yeah.
No, Bob, he's a riot to hunt with.
Yeah.
We've hunted together this is our third season.
Yeah.
And from day one, we just kind of hit it off, and I mean, we're always
fun.
laughing in the mountains.
Yeah.
And
Having a good
chasing
time.
elk, and it's he knows a lot. He's hunted elk for a long time with his bow, and I've learned a lot from him. And everyone that has watched our films and stuff like that, they're always like, "Who's that crazy old cowboy you're filming?" And that's Bob Morgan. He's a riot. So. It's been fun. I'm excited for the rest of the hunt.
Yeah.
I could pull some stories out about Bob back when he was in California. There is no doubt.
We've been hearing some stories straight from Bob. It's like, is this the same person? Oh, my God.
Exactly. I've settled down a lot. My wife has settled me down a lot.
Yeah. But give the folks a place where they can find you, Tyler.
The main place is Instagram, Volksen Media.
Mm-hmm.
That's my most updated portfolio. And
you want to tell them how to spell that?
Yeah, it's VOLKSEN and then media.
Media, all one word?
Yep, all one word.
Okay.
Feel free to reach out to me. I know a lot of people are into filming hunts these days and doing self-filming. And feel free to reach out, ask questions about camera gear, about different equipment. It's always fun. I'm not exclusive to anyone right now. I'm client-based, and so if you have a once-in-a-lifetime tag or a super unique hunt with a family member or a close friend, feel free to reach out to me and we'll get it filmed for you and make that memory last.
Just so people know that how serious you are and how booked you are. Tell them what your next 5 hunts are real quick.
Yeah, so I get done with Bob on Sunday. I think Monday I fly home actually.
Yep.
And then I think it's that Thursday I fly out to British Columbia for stone sheep. And then I land, and I think 3 days later, Bob and I head to Park City, Utah to chase velvet mule deer.
Yeah.
Get off that hunt and back to British Columbia 2 days later for mountain goat, caribou, and I think elk. And then straight to New Mexico with Bob again, chasing elk. And down, I think we're going to Gila. And then get back, and I kind of set aside a week for myself to hunt elk, just to kind of keep my skills in there and make sure I know what I'm doing on the mountain.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Oregon for blacktail.
Yep, late season blacktail.
I want to see that film when you guys do that.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
And then some elk. I have some clients doing elk in Wyoming and Montana and Idaho. So it's a busy season. But
when's your? Do you have any exotic sheep ones coming up? Or weren't you talking about those? Are those sealed yet?
No, they're kind of in the works.
Okay.
I'm talking about going over for Marco Polo
Yes.
and Argali, and
Yeah.
those are in the works in the next year or two, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And
And we got Mexico in
Oh yeah, Mexico in February.
January 30th. We got Mexico.
What are you doing in Mexico?
Coos, whitetail, and mule deer.
Really?
Yeah.
Sonora?
It's down.
We fly into Sonora.
Flying to Sonora, and
Jesus.
it's 2.5 hours south of that. I got a buddy of mine down
Okay.
there, David Peretta.
Uh-huh.
He's a strip guide, but he also got a ranch down there.
Okay.
Invited us down, so it's going to be entertaining.
200-inch mule deer and
Yeah,
120-inch coos.
yeah.
Something
Awesome.
like that.
Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna be
incredible.
fun.
Yeah, and you're filming that too, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. I know we're all lacking on sleep here and want to get a little nap, but we'll maybe catch up again if we have some time tonight. We get it done early. Maybe we can do a quick one in the field, and then I just appreciate everybody coming on the show.
Yep,
Yeah,
it was
no
great.
problem. We appreciate being
Yep,
here.
yep,
I
it
appreciate
was
you
good.
guys coming down, hunting with us.
Yeah,
Great meeting new people.
Yep.
yeah.
Totally
Sorry,
awesome.
sorry, I made it so hard on you,
Hey,
making you earn your keep. That's for sure.
there's hard and then there's having fun, and
Yeah.
we're having fun.
We're having fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, there's times when you get in the pickup with the guy in the first 15 minutes, you're going, "Oh my gosh, I got a long." You know, this is just hunting with buddies right here. It's a lot of good times.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So,
time.
all right, guys. Well, let's
Okay.
go maybe catch some shut-eye and then go kill a pig.
Okay.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's this episode of the podcast. If you want, be sure to check out the description box down below, and you can get all the links to everybody that was on the podcast. Tyler from Volksen Media. You've got Bob from Super Sneak Outdoors and Sean from SC2 Outdoors. And Sean is the guide service that we used, and the ranch that we hunt and everything was all Sean. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the newsletter. Go to www.onpointpodcast.com and subscribe to that newsletter. It is July. The newsletter is supposed to be out. And I'm behind the 8 ball on that. So I'm going to try and get that newsletter out this week. I was working on it earlier, and it's actually way harder than I expected it to be. So bear with me there. But, yeah, we're going to have the newsletter hopefully out this week, and it's going to be super simple, super easy, and just trying to keep everybody up to date with what's going on and what content is coming out in the future. So thanks, everybody, for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.